Lock. John from the Scottish Ravens here to do your glorious Week 17 review, where I think the Ravens put in their performance of the season so far for me. The Tyler Huntley-led Ravens would beat playoff-bound Green Bay very comfortably in the end, 41-24. If you want the too long didn't watch version of this, all you need to know is King Henry run absolute riot. If you want a bit more depth, I think we've got to start with John Harbaugh and Todd Monken seem to finally remember that we are the Baltimore Ravens, and that means we will run the damn ball. And you know what? We've got a Hall of Fame running back that we're going to use to do it. Henry was absolutely spectacular in this one. He finished with 36 attempts for 216 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry. On top of that, he added 4 touchdowns on the night, and as always when he's in the mood, he'd register one angry stiff arm. My condolences go out to Carrington Valentine for being the wrong end of that highlight reel. You don't get 216 yards without superb blocking right across the offence, and boy did we get it. Continuing a promising trend the past couple of games, they seem to be running the ball a lot better. This one just felt different right from the outset. The O-line, who have taken plenty of criticism, and rightly so, were superb, I think, throughout this game, as were the tight ends, as were the wide receivers. I think the best and probably most impressive thing about all this was that when Henry gets 216 yards, you're probably thinking he's ripped off a 70, 80, 90 yard run, but 30 yards was the longest run of the day. And on top of that, it was just beautifully balanced, perfectly balanced. 108 yards run inside the tackles and 108 outside the tackles. The Ravens would finish with 307 total rushing yards, of which Huntley contributed a crucial 60 yards on the ground. Only had 107 yards through the air, but Huntley was great. Protected the ball, did exactly what he needed to do to get the win. This is the second playoff-bound team that Huntley's toppled this season. Obviously, they beat the Bears earlier in the season with Huntley at the helm. If that doesn't scream make me Lamar's permanent backup and just be done with it, I don't know what does. That's the offence. Wasn't all rosy. The other side of the ball, the D, pretty rough at times. They'll not enjoy watching some of that tape back, I can't imagine. Got beat deep on a number of occasions, lost contain on a number of occasions. A couple of pretty rough touchdowns where Green Bay walk in untouched. The offence helped them out massively with 40 minutes time of possession, but the D have got plenty to work on. Probably missing out loads, but want to keep this shortish, so I'll finish with some wider honourable mentions for Week 17 instead. Number 1, kind of double shout out, goes to both whoever came up with and whoever brought the cheese grater foam hat to the game that King Henry and Huntley could be seen wearing at the end. Brilliant, absolutely loved it. Second shout out got to go to the lady with the Let Henry Run sign that was aired multiple times on primetime TV. That couldn't have went any better for you. Usually we would just talk about the Ravens. I think this week's maybe a wee bit different. We've got to give a shout out to Tyler Huntley's good friend Shedeur Sanders, who, let's be honest, had a pretty rough draft night. So that first dub against an AFC North rival has got to be all the sweeter. And second shout out to Harold Fannin, rookie tight end for the Cleveland Browns. Not only because he's on my fantasy team and has had a tremendous season, but he was questionable going into the game, played one series, scored a touchdown, went off injured after that, so shout out to his toughness for being able to play that one series. Don't think we'd have been able to do it without you, big chap. And I can't believe I'm going to do this, but my final shout out is to the Pittsburgh Steelers, believe it or not. There is no doubt they went into Sunday's game with one goal in mind, and that was obviously to stop Myles Garrett breaking the sack record. And boy did they put in a performance for the ages. I have never seen, nor will I ever see, Myles Garrett be so quiet in a game. We can argue all day long about whether they should have maybe prioritised winning the game, but you got to love the commitment to that from the Steelers. So with that, I will bring to an end our review of Week 17. and now we can all look forward to an absolutely epic Week 18 showdown. The stars have all aligned with this one. Everything's on the line. We're going to bring to an end 17 years of John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. One of them's going to go. At least one of them's going to go. We're not going to see this again after Sunday. It's for the AFC North title. It's for the last playoff spot. Honestly, it is going to be absolutely epic. So on that note, I will sign off and let's go Ravens.